who's going to go to the pros, if they're at a starting level, will make more in 1 to 2 seasons than that doctor will make in a lifetime. And you're complaining that this doesn't benefit your student? Give me a break. I mean, you fell and bumped your head. How many people out there would love to leave college with no student loans and within 1 season have enough money to actually retire off of if you diversified a portfolio and invested the money properly? They could play 1 season as a starter and make enough money to retire off of and not work a day the rest of their lives. But you're complaining it's not benefiting you. You need to wake up and get a grip. That student doesn't go to college to benefit you. They go there to benefit themselves. If these colleges can afford to pay these students, great. But most of them can't. Most of the colleges out there aren't Ivy League, and most of them aren't pulling money in hand over fist. All of this comes from one fund. I'm going to use Howard University in D.C. for an example. Every year they have a big homecoming celebration. This year, the funds for that were cut back. They couldn't be as big as it normally would be. And for a lot of their away games, they couldn't even afford to send their marching band because they didn't have the funds for the food in the hotel. So you really need to research the books of each school and realize that not every school out there could afford to even do this. Most of them can't even afford to keep these programs going, let alone pay the students. Most of them are struggling just to keep an athletic program. So you need to really research it before you lobby for something that's going to end up bankrupting the school, before it ends up ruining the chances of other people to come and actually learn something. Don't make these programs get shut down because you want to be an idiot, okay? These are very important programs for a lot of these kids because this is their future. Let them worry about making their money when they get to the pros. Let them earn it. Right now they need to be learning how to earn it. They need to learn how to handle it once they do earn it. Let's go with that. Now the last subject I want to talk about is an article I read where they're talking about we need to take all of the sports clubs away from the campuses. They all need to be their own entity. They can be affiliated with the colleges, but they need to be handled on their own and they need to be managed separately. Money, transportation, maintenance, everything needs to be handled separately. I think that's a stupid idea. And the reason why I think that's a stupid idea is because now you're taking the education away from the student. Yeah, they're going to play football for 4 years. Yeah, they're going to play basketball for 4 years. They're not going to get an education. What are they going to fall back on if they break their leg and can't play? What are they going to fall back on if they get cut and can't make a team? Now you've shortened their future. Now they have to spend money and go to a second school or go through school again academically to get a job. Does that really make sense? I mean, and then if you decide you're going to pay these students, then why even have college athletes? Why don't we just take them from high school to pro and then let them sink or swim? I mean, that's what you're talking about doing, really, is taking them from high school to pro. And you're going to have a lot of upset people. You're going to have a lot of bench warmers that aren't going to make the team because there's a lot of competition for the starters out there. So let's get our head out of our asses and really look at the situation before we go out and lobby and stuff. Give these kids a chance to develop before you throw them into something they're not ready for. And I don't mean kids in a disrespectful manner. Everybody says college kids. I guess the appropriate term would be college athletes. So give them some respect. Give them your support. And don't try to take advantage of them. Alright, YouTube. I'm going to bed. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.